She smiles at your message. She laughs at your joke. She even says she misses you, and you start thinking, maybe I'm winning. But here's the truth no one wants to tell you. You were never playing the game. You were the game. Desire is her currency, and most men are bankrupt the moment they lay eyes on her. It's not because you're weak, it's because you were trained to be. Since childhood, you were told, be nice, be available, make her feel special. But Machiavelli didn't write manuals for nice men. He wrote blueprints for power. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Niccolo Machiavelli. Modern dating, it's not about love, it's about leverage. And the moment you need her more than she needs you, you lose all of it. You become the nice guy, the safety net, the emotional support hamster. You flood her with validation. She floods her inbox with options. You crave her attention. She craves the man who doesn't. Because here's the paradox. The more accessible you are, the less valuable you become. This isn't a call to become cold. It's a call to become calculating. Machiavelli knew that desire is not something you express blindly. It's something you wield strategically. So the next time you feel that surge of want, pause, pull back, and remember, the man who controls his hunger becomes the feast. In a world that worships instant gratification, denial is heresy. Everyone's chasing the yes. Yes to sex. Yes to validation. Yes to being wanted. But Machiavelli understood something far more brutal. Power doesn't lie in pursuit. It lies in refusal. When a man says no to her beauty, her body, her charm, he triggers something primal. He becomes a mystery. And mystery is the birthplace of obsession. Understand this. Attention is not attraction. Most men will never grasp the difference. They confuse her smile for submission, her kindness for interest. But a woman's desire isn't owned by the man who praises her. It's enslaved by the man who denies her what every other man freely gives. Machiavelli would call this tactical cruelty, not because you're cruel in spirit, but because you understand the psychology of control. Men ought either to be well treated or crushed, because they can avenge themselves of lighter injuries, but of more serious ones they cannot. Niccolo Machiavelli. You see, rejection, when done correctly, isn't punishment. It's precision warfare. You don't need to insult her. You just don't chase. You don't give her what she expects. While other men drown her in attention, you become rare. While they confess their feelings, you withhold. And suddenly, she's thinking about you. Why didn't he reply? Why is he so calm? Why didn't he stare at me like the others? Because the man who denies her isn't weak. He's dangerous. He controls his instincts. He rewrites the dynamic. He plays the long game. And women, especially powerful women, are not conquered by gifts or words. They're conquered by a man who is willing to walk away. That is the essence of power, not in what you give, but in what you refuse to give. So deny her. Deny the temptation. Deny the urge to explain, chase, or please. Because the man who can deny is the man she will never forget. Seduction is not romance. It's not about flowers, poems, or candlelight dinners. That's what you've been sold. Real seduction? It's psychological warfare in silk. And Machiavelli would be the first to say, seduction is just strategy with perfume. In The Prince, Machiavelli never writes about love, only influence, only control. If he were alive today, he wouldn't be on dating apps swiping right. He'd be studying the human weakness behind the profile picture. Because true seduction doesn't begin in the bedroom. It begins in the mind. You want to control her desires? Start by controlling what she thinks of you. That means you don't speak too much. You reveal nothing quickly. You make her curious, then make her wait. A single pause in a conversation, held just a few seconds longer than normal, becomes more seductive than any compliment. Why? Because you create tension. And tension is the soul of attraction. Machiavelli would say, a prince who gains power by chance must manipulate perception to maintain it. Translation: make her work for your attention. Let her imagination do the heavy lifting. Be unpredictable. Be hot, then cold. Present, then distant. It's not about playing games. It's about mastering contrast. Because while most men bombard her with compliments, you become her puzzle. And a woman will chase a mystery long after she's forgotten the man who adored her too easily. Your silence becomes louder than their praise. Your smirk becomes more magnetic than their love songs. Remember, power lies not in being available, but in being desired and out of reach. Seduction at its core is controlled vulnerability. You offer glimpses of warmth, just enough to keep her guessing. But you never surrender the full flame, because when she finally thinks she has you figured out, you vanish. Not cruelly, strategically. And in your absence, you become larger than life. You become a legend in her mind, not because you tried to win her, but because you made her want to win you. This isn't manipulation, it's emotional chess, and the king never plays checkers. At the end of every seductive pursuit, one truth remains. He who cares less controls more. It sounds brutal, cold, almost heartless, but it's the most reliable power play in all of human interaction. Machiavelli didn't teach kindness, he taught survival. And in the arena of desire, detachment is the armor that makes a man untouchable. Because once you need her approval, you've already lost. The moment your happiness hinges on her affection, you've handed her the throne. While you bow, crownless, she might still love you. But you are no longer the one she respects, because respect is born from restraint. When you don't flinch under emotional pressure, when you don't chase when she withdraws, when you can walk away at the peak of passion, that's when she realizes you weren't seduced by her beauty. You were seducing her with your indifference. Machiavelli would advise a prince never to rely on the love of the people, but to make them fear losing him. Apply that to desire. Don't seek her love. Be the man she's terrified to lose. And you do that not by domination, but by emotional discipline. It means pulling back when your instincts scream to chase. It means choosing your mission over her mood. It means understanding this brutal reality. The one who needs less always rules more. Detachment isn't emptiness. It's strength disguised as stillness. It's the quiet power in your silence when she expects a reaction. It's the cold smile when she tests your emotions and you don't flinch. It's the discipline to leave, not because you don't feel, but because you refuse to kneel to those feelings. Because you are not here to be liked. You're here to lead, not by force, but by presence. And your presence should feel like a storm contained in silence. Machiavelli didn't write about love stories. He wrote about strategy. And the final move, the move that always secures power, is detachment. Control her desires not by satisfying them, but by standing firm as the one thing she can never fully possess. And in a world of weak men begging for attention, Be the one who walks away and leaves the world wondering why they ever let you go.